Mm-mm. Good morning and welcome to whatever this is. Just seriously, I went to bed early last night, shortly after my show. It would have been like 9 o'clock, and I just assumed that yes, I'm going to be awake. I'm going to be awake nice and early, and that indeed was the case. I was up at 3:30 this morning without an issue. Uh, I do have a new intro for all of my shows. I believe that this is right. I'm going to actually go ahead and I'm going to play the intro to see how well this works to make sure that it's what I'm actually looking at uh, for sure. And if that's indeed what I would like it to be at. So I'm going to quick play this.
Government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Father, before I begin, bless me, Father, for I'm about to sin. America. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America, one nation, indivisible, under God, for real. And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun, and the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap, and I've loved kids jumping on my lap. The best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, from Charlotte, another line going from in Florida down to Tampa of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him. The idea that Los Angeles and what am I doing here? For two reasons. One, we haven't been able to communicate it in a way that is, let me say another way. But the nature, not a solid meeting with they make a very good point. Here's the deal. Here's what drives the driver in the states that are affected. Here's what you can do, the drivers. We want to expand pre-K for 3 and 4-year-olds, millions of pre-K students. You won't be safe in Joe Biden's America. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. Let's be clear. I hear it all the time. People have definitely pay for the programs many times over.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys. Let me start off with two words. Made in America. Made in America.
Might still just be a little long. It might be a little long. I really seriously could use a little work on that, I suppose. I'll see what I can do and maybe still shorten that out just a touch. I wanted to make sure that it had an exact intro set. That seems to be okay, and it has all those key components of where I was originally starting from. So we'll see if that actually works. Good morning, Boomer. Good morning, Puffer P. Good morning, Clumsy. Wow, look at that. Awesome. Glad y'all here. Um, I really didn't have much of anything planned. I was just like, well, I have an opening and I want to actually test that. I did mark this as an open mic. So if there's anybody out there that's interested in coming and joining me for conversation, you totally come and join me. Others, I'll probably end up doing what I had been doing and see if I can't figure out. So then this should be my outro. I believe I got the outro set as well. A much shorter outro than the intro. Uh, uh, but I'll probably end up just going through like the process that I actually go through to figure out a show for myself.
We're winning all the competition because all the women in my family are smarter than I am.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
And I put a very long black screen at the very end of it for the reason that I can actually play that, hit the end broadcast, and I don't have to worry about actually being back on camera again. That's kind of the idea behind having that long of a black screen. But that should take away me needing to click on multiple different videos to get them to come through. I really don't like playing the multiple different videos, and I can empty most of my video clips because now they're all in one. It's helpful, I guess. It should be interesting to see how that works out. Hey, beautiful. How you doing? Ben Frail. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, good evening to you. Rose, what's up, dude? But yeah, I'm just a bit long yet. Yeah, it could be. It could be. It's at 3 minutes. Every time that I was doing my own, it still was about 45 seconds to a minute. I don't know. I wanted to actually keep some of it, but at the same time, because it's as long as it is, I'd rather it actually not be that long. It's not intended to be that long, and it's supposed to be an intro. It's supposed to be an intro, not some elongated crap. I really don't want it that long. Just got back from the preview screen of The Nun 2. It's trash. I would probably agree with you no matter how hard I try to watch anything that was produced these days. Every single thing that's produced nowadays is exactly that. It's trash. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do to change it because every single person is so damn woke that they'd rather just go ahead and be woke because they don't want to be canceled. They don't want to be canceled. They want to actually still have a life. And because they still want to have a life, they don't want to be yeeted from anything. It's understandable. It's very understandable. The hard one is, like personally, going through some of the stuff that I've actually gone through in the last few years of me holding and creating a channel, whether it be the Shtick with Cool Frog, the conversations, the multiple different attempts of trying to do something different, whether it be what I called the early show, what somebody else tried to call something in their own opinion, what they wanted to call it, to making several friends, so I thought, on the internet, to have each and every single one of them be so ignorant to the point that they'd rather turn around and backstab somebody, lie to them, lie to each other, to get each other to believe that they didn't do anything wrong whatsoever. Life is short. Life is very short, and if you're gonna sit there and you're gonna talk shit, and you're gonna actually create something from the shit talk, more power to you. I'm not gonna tell you not to do it. I'm not gonna tell you, hey, no, you shouldn't be doing that. And if that's what you want to do, you do you. You do you. I'm not gonna tell you no. But to slander and slam somebody else and lie over and over again, about everything, I got nothing for you. I got nothing for you. I don't want the negativity. I don't need your negativity. If you're going to go and sit there and pick up as many people as you possibly can to lie to them, I would suggest that all of them go and look at the other side. Get the other side of the story. You're doing exactly the same thing that mainstream media, leftist news does. Tells you half the story and assumes that you're going to be okay and you're just going to move on. And everybody's going to go ahead and listen to your propaganda, go along with your propaganda, and make it what it is. Propaganda. Trash. I'm not the best person in the world. Never said that I was. Ever. But you be damn right if I'm going to sit there and allow you to slander and trash me over whatever I've been trying to do for the last few years. I'm not going to stop doing what I've been doing. Mom, stop driving Rose crazy. She needs a break. Like I said, open mic. Anybody that wants to actually join, just hit me up somewhere, DM me, say I want to join. I want to join the conversation over the ridiculousness of this world, over the ridiculousness of whatever decides to come out of conversation. If you want to come and join me, we want to figure something out, do it. Sometimes, Frog, I'm speaking for myself here. People don't want to see the other side, whether it's true or not. Ignorance is bliss. Oh, for sure. Ignorance is, just that, bliss. It's too much work to go see what the other side of the story is, regardless if the other side is true or not. I'm not telling you that you need to actually pick something that you don't want to pick, but when it comes down to it, did you go camping or hiking? How was that? Seriously, we were, it was a lake, or rather a reservoir here in the mountains of South Dakota. Because it's a reservoir, it's the elevation's still up in the mountains, so plenty of hiking. Camping, yes, we did go camping for the night. We, slept in a tent, and we did some paddle boarding on the lake. We did have lots and lots of fun, and was able to de-stress. It was very well needed, and maybe potentially be like a last camping trip of the season. It's usually what people go off of. Like Labor Day weekend is the last weekend of camping. Not that I'm opposed to camping at any other point in time, because I think we do have plans to maybe go camping here within the next few months or so. We'll definitely plan out some hiking trips. There's lots of paths and trails and things around this area, especially coming into fall. It should be very fun to see what comes out of that. Hey, Rabbit. How you doing, dear? Good to see you. Cloud Illusions. Glad you're here. Happy to catch me live for once. I usually don't go live this early in the morning. I it's not something that I do. I've been doing my news and politics shtick at night. I've been actually doing those earlier. And last night, after I got done with show, I went and I laid down about 9 o'clock at night. Woke myself up super early this morning. I've been up for about 2 hours. So just like I created an intro and an outro. The intro is still a little long. I'll see if I can't work on that, make that a little bit better. Hey, Jiraiya, what's up, man? Make that a little bit better and see if I can't. I don't doing this early in the morning thing. It was never ever something that I wanted to do. I'd attempted to do several different things and bring different people around and create something different. And because I've attempted to do the things that I've attempted to do and watching the people lie about me, it really is disheartening and doesn't make me feel like I should, even attempt to do anything in the morning. Just continue to do what I was doing and stay away from the muddy, murky waters of the cesspool on YouTube, because that's what it really seriously feels like. Hit the like, strike the subscribe, ring the bell, and change all the notifications. Share. Yes, please do all that. Thank you, Rabbit. I actually don't have my studio open. I should open that. And that's something when you go live like this early in the mornings and you don't think about any of that. You just have the tendency just to go. And I was, oh wait, I should do that. Go open my studio. And yeah, that's what I thought. So yesterday there was one thing that I did that I missed, that I was supposed to do. I was supposed to have an interview with V Radio. I hope that we can still plan something to bring you that interview still. He wasn't feeling right, and I was running late, so it kind of worked itself out to the point where we were able to hopefully reschedule for the near future. I refuse to join any club or group that would have me as a member. That's awesome, Cloud Illusions. Got to be careful. Those groups turn into a club of mean girls. I never felt that anybody was mean. It was never. It was all misunderstanding, is the way I look at it. I've never seen anybody as in itself being mean. Never once. Never once did I say, oh my God, look, these mean bitches. I don't, nah. This is never a thing. Don't hate anybody. I've learned that. I've learned to not hate people. I used to walk around hating everybody. And come to find out it wasn't me that I was hating. Or it wasn't everybody else that I was hating. It was myself that I was hating. So I learned to, love myself. Love myself for who I was. And if I could get other people to come around and enjoy my presence and be friends with me at any state or level, was a win. Was a win. Because why? because I'd never had that. I never had any of that. I had a friend that I actually talked to for several years, and we did the same thing with each other all the time. We couldn't hang out with each other unless we were drinking or smoking or doing something that was unnecessary. For me to come on the internet and actually open up about anything about myself isn't the easiest thing to do. Isn't the easiest thing to do. Why? Because you're all here and able and willing to judge as you wish. If you didn't like me, you wouldn't even try coming around. To listen to somebody else's bullshit to say, oh, this is this, and this, and not listen to the other side, to ignore the other side, to ghost the other side, completely ignore the other side of it. Ignorance, like total ignorance. And I don't know. I felt it was necessary to go live this morning and speak my piece. Otherwise, I would have been stuck trying to hold it for the rest of my life and not let myself be known and how I feel. Because it's not always about just everybody else. Sometimes you have to actually look at yourself. Sometimes you have to speak through your own things. That being said, don't forget Clumsy. I do have Clumsy coming up this weekend, this Saturday. It should be a lit members only stream. If you're not a member of this, be sure you become a member. Don't forget to become a member. I'm excited for it because we should have lots of fun. We got plenty of things to do. Still have a package from her that I haven't opened. We'll do that. We'll do a few other things. Should be lit. What happened to people we used to be able to disagree and still be friends? Now people disagree and try to cancel each other. Exactly. What happened? What happened to hey, you don't like me? You want to disagree? Okay. Sweet. What's the next conversation? Where can we move this conversation on next? What can we? What is the next debatable topic that can make us conversate about it? There's so much of this bullshit with, oh, he did this to me. You should actually stop paying attention to him. You should do this. You should do that. And then it turns into they're controlling each other to tell each other how to think, when to think, and where to go next. We can have different opinions, but can still respect each other and be friends. It's intended to be that way, and that was always my rule. Is I don't care what you talk about, how you debate about it, what you debate about. When it comes down to it, as long as you can show the respect and actually hold the conversation to be able to still love each other when it's all said and done, is where I've always gone. But they've refused that. That's been refused several times over. You're inhuman if you can leave a package unopened. We cannot be friends. If you say so, Boomer. I doubt that's how you really seriously feel about that. But that's that's a gift in itself, and I know it's in it, so it's not really bugging me on what's in there. I know what she sent me, and doing an opening during the show will make it so much funner, as opposed to me just open it up, being that I already know what it is. It's a matter of respect, 100%. Also, don't let ego override that. Right, exactly. You know, egos can grow huge and grow, you know, very large ball sacks, and go around spewing whatever it is that they wish. I haven't changed in the few years that I've been doing this. I mean, there's obvious some change that's happened, but my opinions, my thought processes on all of it has not changed. Has not changed once. It's still exactly what it was. Is it a Baldo? No, not a Baldo. At least I believe not, right, Clumsy? You're excited to see what it is. See, being that you're excited to see what it is, make sure that you show up Saturday night with myself and Clumsy, and we'll do that opening. We'll do a cleansing. We'll do a few other things. She said that she has stuff planned, which is exciting. Which is exciting to actually have somebody else that's willing to plan, you know, what the conversation's going to be as well. And hopefully the direction of that show will actually change perspective on this particular show, on everything that I do here on this channel of Cool Frog, which is me. I love how open you are as a person. You will listen even to a viewpoint you disagree with. With respect, yeah, exactly. Even if I do, why? Because I came from that side of things. I was never, ever just a straight out staunch Trump supporter. It was never something that I ever assumed to be. I came from the other side. I came from being a really ignorant, self-centered Democrat, just piles of trash that I was actually, you know, that I was doing absolutely nothing good for anybody. I was being absent, you know, from my own duties and things that I needed to actually do as a parent. I was super gone from all of it. To turn around, grab a history book after voting for this guy the first time. Yes, I voted for him the second time, and the way things going, yeah, damn right, I'm gonna vote for him again. Why? Because he's gonna actually be something. He's gonna be the thing to actually take us out of this pit of nonsense, this swamp. Now you know why my cult of one is so successful. Yes, both parties suck. Yes, I've been there. I came from there. Hey, Eris, good to see you. And I just they can all suck Parola. Yes, Parola. Y'all haven't done so already, please hit the like button. Again, open mic. Anybody that wants to join me, wants to actually come in here and help create conversation, they totally can. I'm down. Otherwise, I'm going to continue to speak with chat. Suck. What beautiful? Is that a salami? No. Well, I mean, you need to watch last night's show. At least if you hadn't done so, go to the very, very end where I cut and go to Rumble to get the point of the name Parola. Um, Beautiful did a great job for me, as well as Vicky. I had actually asked people yesterday as I was doing my little uh, recording off the trail to send articles, some content to me so that I could create last night's show. And they did. They did with flying colors. They made the show excitingly fun. Yes, Vicky and Beautiful are lovies. Yes, for sure. They're two of the best people that you could ever meet. They're so much fun, and they did a great job. They did a great job. They created a show that I'd never expected, and it worked itself out. It worked itself out. We were able to call somebody a parola, and then prove what the word parola actually meant. It was fun. It was fun. They are. Well, Boomer, when it comes down to it, you can put yourself at the top of the list. You put yourself at the top of the list. If y'all wondering, yes, I do speak with Boomer on a regular basis, as well as Beautiful, as well as Vicky and Moose and several others in Discord. I know Discord can be cancerous, dangerous in itself, and stirs up a lot of drama. It stirs up a lot of drama, and it can be disturbing, some of the stuff that is there. But the bunch of us that are there get along very well. You can pick up links to get in through members tab or off the community tab. There's a link there. If you can't get in, you can't afford to get in, I get it. Hit me up at CoolFrog over on Twitter or coolfrog@gmail.com. Message me. Let me know that you can't get in, that you can't make it. If you can't make it, I get it, and I'll do whatever I can to accommodate all those that wish to be around. You don't want to be around. You don't want to actually talk to me. You don't want anything to do with me or anybody else for that matter. Hey, you do you, boo. You do you. If that's what you feel that you want to do, more power to you. More power to you. It's a mixed bag like in life. Sometimes people just want to be assholes. Yes, assholes, asshats, garbage, trash, things that feel the need to be removed. Living Code just too late for me. Well, my regular show, too late. I've actually been trying to do that earlier, as opposed to doing what used to be midnight, 12:30 Eastern. I've been doing those at 9:30 or 10:30 Eastern. So I have been trying to go earlier than what I originally was, which can still be very late when you figure that we're up at 3:30, 4:30, or 5:30 in the morning. It's really hard to do. And yes, replay crews have always been a thing. Because original show, when I first started doing Stick with Cool Frog, it was because of the time of the night that it was. I was doing exactly at the same time as what Nick Rekieta was. Running the show at the same time as Nick Rekieta, I really seriously was a replay crew, no matter what. I was the replay. They'd go watch him, and the next day they'd come through. You know, get a very large group of people that would come through and actually watch the replay. The replay is amazing. I have to be up at 5 for chicken, so I generally fall asleep and catch up uh, and chat in Discord. Yep, exactly. Exactly. I got a wonderful, wonderful group of people that sits in Discord. Don't be disturbed. You go walk into that Discord and you stand there for a minute and nobody's saying anything. There's just a group of 10 people and 0 people are talking. It's probably because they just got done having a longer conversation about something in particular, and now they're to the point of I'm trying to figure out where to go next, what to say next. Yeah, what's going to happen next to make us move on. You get a lot of movie nights. They'll put a movie on. They'll watch the movie. Like they'll put on a movie and watch the movie as opposed to watching my show, which is great. It's so much fun to see. It's like, oh, okay, you're gonna come watch me? Oh no, you're gonna watch a movie? Okay, sounds good. I started watching it through replays, liked what I saw though. Yeah, and that's the that's the fun part is when people were still able to catch those replays and still like any of it. I've gotten a lot of ridicule through the past almost 2 years of doing this, and it had a lot of people walk away from me off their own ignorance because for whatever reason they felt it was necessary to do so. I thought it was DGen. Oh, was I saw wrong? Cookies, waffles, Bad Dragon. Oh my, huh? What in the world is that? Am I missing something? Discord corrupted me. It was a delicate flower, deflowered by degeneracy of the chords. I'll never be the same. Yeah, I'm with you. You should come back. Frog's Discord is actually a decent place. Yeah, and that's the interesting is the couple of people that were there that was actually making it as bad as it was removed themselves. I didn't tell them go away. Never once did I tell anybody to go away. I didn't say you need to go away. I didn't. None of that. Never once did I tell anybody that thinks that I did to go away. They left on their own accord. And it just went away. And that's usually the best. I don't want to be the guy that says, "Oh, you must go. You must go." Oh, that's what they all say. I mean, I guess. Sometimes it happens. Cookies and waffles. What? Never heard of anybody ever say cookies and waffles. Cookies, waffles, and Bad Dragon. What? What is that? Where does that even come from? I'm so confused. I left. I came back. The end. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you came back. I'm glad that everybody is here. Again, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Bad Dragon equals dildos. I think you use your dildos wrong if you call them things of bad nature. For real, Kofrak, I love your candor. You're honest people that leave just know they're full of it. Like you said, you don't call them out. You just want the convo. Yeah, I just want the conversation. I've never wanted anything more than just the conversation. And that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for, is to create the conversation. I'm trying to stop myself from continuously saying actually. And it's actually harder than you think. It's harder than you think to take a word that you're so used to saying and removing it from your vocabulary. But as hard as removing the word fuck. There's a lot of people that use that word a lot. How do I stop myself from saying the bad word of actually? Beautiful says, I'll protect you. Beautiful protect anybody. She'd kick your ass. I plan to be where you are soon. Yeah. Y'all got this. Y'all know what you're supposed to do, where you're going to be next, and how you're going to get there. My word is basically said it 200 times at an employee meeting. Basically. That's fun. That's fun. I've even noticed when I go to put it in text, I'll put the word actually in text as I'm going through, and Grammarly kicks in and does the spell check and the grammar, and it always removes the word actually every single time, no matter where I put it, no matter if I use it correctly or not. It removes it. It removes it as a word that does not need to be there. That's not a bad word though, Clumsy. My opinion is just that. It's my opinion. that Minnesota really comes forward, and I my opinion just so happens to just, have very large O on front of it. Actually, for Frog, unironically for me, like for Melissa, everyone is unique. Yeah, but sometimes you catch yourself saying it too many times in too many different sentences. And once you catch yourself, and it's not somebody else that pointed it out to you, it bugs you. It bugs you because you're like, why do I keep on using that word? It's a dumb word that doesn't need to be there. The Minnesota yes. Actually, as a filler word, it stresses a correction point. Pretty overused. Yep. Very overused. And a lot by myself. Just way too much by myself. Oh, I guess a long O. I mean, a big O, long O. Oh. What? So I do my thing. This is when I wake up all the way through as long as I possibly can. to get a show set up and ready for my normal shtick with Cool Frog that I run at. It should be 7:30 p.m. tonight, Mountain Standard Time. I have the tendency to go through articles after articles after articles. And I said that I was going to do that when I did the opening for this show. So I just so happened to come across this, and I'm like, really? Basketball star loses his kidney after suffering injury during World Cup? What? What the hell? How does that happen? How does that happen? How is that something that just occurs? I'm so confused. You got hit that hard? Got hit that hard that you got to have it removed? Oh, he didn't get that hit that hard. He just doubled over all of a sudden. Oh, weird. That might be something to go through tonight. Click save. Kidneys get damaged easily. They do. They really do. Soggy carrots. Sweaty carrots. You see the difference. You see the difference between a soggy carrot and a sweaty carrot. There's a big difference between the two. There's a big difference between the two. Sweaty carrots. Mm-hmm. Soggy carrots. Not so much. First cup of coffee is so good. That covers the wake part of Wake and Bake. There you go. There you go. Halfway there. They make different things nowadays, and I've run into THC infused sugars, like actual granulated sugar infused. Go and add that straight to your cup of coffee. The new Wake and Bake. I'm telling you. That's why I like Rumble, because you can ask questions. Yeah, I agree with you. You're being able to actually ask those questions. Actually, to be able to ask those questions that just can't be asked here on tubes is helpful. It was very helpful to be able to have open dialogue. Being censored for the words that you choose can make things very difficult. I need coffee too. I woke up just before Frog went live. I was debating. Go live, go turn on Discord, because I know I'm in there, but I'm mute and deafened. So I'm like, do I turn that on, go say hi, see if anybody's around, or do I just go live for a little bit? And see what kind of an audience I can actually pick up. Actually. I got to do something to purge that word from my vocabulary. It's an unnecessary word. The wide open and unprotected self-defense. I was taught how to kidney punch to stun someone, throwing me over their shoulder. Bring the elbow down. To a kidney is going to hurt. Anything to a kidney is going to hurt. You hit that hard enough, You really take somebody out. Fred Franklin, what's up, Fred? Good to see you, my man. YouTube doesn't like open dialogue. No, they don't. What's the old show? Peas and Carrots? What's the movie? I don't know what she's saying there. I had a muscle spasm over kidney before. I thought I was dying. I bet. Cool Frog in the morning. All is right in the world. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Miami Spice. Good to see you. Really? You'd prefer me in the morning? You think Cool Frog in the morning is really something that I should aim for? It wasn't anything that I ever intended to do. The early morning stuff was thrust upon me to go ahead and do. It wasn't something that I ever intended to do. I always liked doing my stuff later at night because it gave me the day to do the research. And today just so happens to be off the cuff whim of a chance that there was an opening for me to attempt to do something. And I wanted to clear a few things up with this wonderful world of the tubes, to let it be known that for whatever it is, whatever's being said about me by anybody without coming to me to get the other side of the story, you're being lied to. You're being lied to. Good luck getting rid of that word. I basically been trying my whole life. Better than Biden's non-suppressor. Mornings of the time I watch YouTube. Come afternoon, I'm busy in bed. Night, I'm tired and sleepy. Yeah, I get it. Makes sense. I get up at 4. I was up at 3:30 this morning because I went and laid down at 9 p.m. last night, and well, that was 6.5 hours worth of sleep. My body usually does between 5 and 7 hours, and no more. 6.5 it was still maybe just a little bit more than what the average really seriously is. I like doing stuff later at night because the darkness conceals. I'm shy. You're shy? You see this thing, it says it's an open mic, right? You see how shy you are. Why don't you hit me up? We'll throw you a link. You come talk to me and have some fun, because that's what we're here for. I'm not sure what's going on. Hey, what's up, Lady Autumn Sky? Good to see you. Glad you're here. I slept in today until 5 a.m. You got less sleep than iFrog? Yep. That has a tendency to be, 6-7 hours, 7 hours. If I hit 8 hours, I wake up more tired than I did when I fell asleep. Right, since I live on farm hours, get 3 to 5 hours of sleep. Yeah, that's an interesting one in itself. How the world has adapted to sleeping for one longer stint of time, as opposed to sleeping in waves. You used to be. You look back in history, you'd actually see how, because a lot of it went around farming, was they'd wake up in the morning, they'll go out and do all the animals in the fields and stuff, take care of whatever they need to take care of, midday they'd come back for lunch and take a nap, and then they'd get up and they'd go out and they'd do whatever they needed to do through the night, and then they'd come back in and go to sleep for the night. And your 8 hours would be split. You'd have 4 hours in the morning, 4 hours in the afternoon. For us to not do that and actually change it to doing 8-hour stints, 10-hour stints, to me seems overkill. I think that could be something we could actually see us going back to. Might be interesting. There's a lot of weird old scientists that had changed a lot of things. Animals have their own timetable. Harvesting also has a natural timetable. Yeah, it sure does. It really matters how accomplished you feel at the end of the day. It really does, doesn't it? Dead day. Is that a day that we should? Is that something that we should do? We should start calling things dead days. I'm dead. I'm just gonna lay here and have fun and not do business. I'm used to working the graveyard shift, so I have sleep issues. I work graveyard shifts quite a bit. Last several jobs that I've had, working night audit, being up for 8 hours in the middle of the night. I'm with you on that. It really does wreak havoc on sleep schedules. Solid sleep for 3 hours and then cat naps for 30 to 45 minutes. Because I was up as early as I would assume by the time I hit noon, 1 o'clock, I'll probably lay down for half hour, 45 minutes, try keeping it to that, and then get up and make it through the rest of the night. Hopefully I can get myself on a particular set schedule. It seems as the super late nights that I had been doing aren't really necessarily the best place to do my shtick. I should really be doing those earlier, like I had been doing the 7:30, 8:30, and try keeping myself to an hour and a half. I've been doing some 3 to 5 hours. By the time you get to the 5th hour, 6th hour, it can almost get dangerous because doing lives can be a lot. It can take a lot out of anybody. If you're not used to doing a live and you just think, oh, it's super easy. You just push a button and you go talk and you talk to chat. When you actually talking that much, I'm going to catch myself. And I'm going to eradicate that word from my vocabulary. Damn it. It can be very exhausting. Exactly, Clumsy. It can be exhausting. It can take a lot out of a person because you're not just sitting there. You're not just sitting there waiting for somebody to say something to talk back to them. You're trying to stop and prevent dead air. Because there's a lot of people that don't like the dead air. They catch the dead air. They're like, oh, all right. They're not saying anything. Move on. I think the TikTok brain is what they call it, is really gotten in the way of a lot of that. 30-second clips to release endorphin has changed the mentality of all of us, where it makes it difficult to even read a book. Makes it difficult to even read a book. Very exhausting. I think I might have fallen asleep on stream Friday night. Did you fall asleep? No, it was, but I remember you at the very end. You're like, yeah, I'm still haven't slept. I'm still awake. Which even if you fall asleep on stream, which you wouldn't be the first, you probably won't be the last to fall asleep on stream. There's plenty of people. I've fallen asleep on stream before. I refuse to do it ever again, and that's why I won't do like 24-hour streams. There's a lot of things that I won't do because of that. I watch how much I drink. What? Constant simulation can spend a minute to think? I'm trying to decipher the wording on that. I'm kind of confused. Wear a rubber band around your wrist and snap it every time you catch yourself saying the phrase or word you want to stop using. I'm doing that to my brain each time that I say it because I catch myself saying it and I know that I just said it. So I snap myself and I say the word 2 times. I'll get it out of my vocabulary. It'll take a bit. It'll happen though. And you'll notice it one day, be like, wait a minute, he did a whole show and he didn't say that word. He said 0 times I had actually said that particular word. I'm too damn old to talk the tick. What? You're never too old. Never too old. Always talk that tick. There's a difference between exhaustion where a person falls asleep versus, oh, I'm bored, I'm going to fall asleep now. Yeah, I get where you're coming with that. Oh, really? There's just so much stuff out in this world. I think anyone over 17 is too old for TikTok. I think anybody that's under the 17 is too young for TikTok. TikTok is a horrible place. And they call it TikTok brain. So YouTube did the same thing. They run YouTube shorts. So when you go through the shorts and you actually watch 30-second clips, something that's exciting, something that's interesting, something that actually trips the endorphin that you actually enjoy to actually make you smile or make you want to watch it over again. When it comes down to it, they call it TikTok brain is because they're the originators of the 30-second clip. The 30-second clip has taken away the ability to have an endorphin trigger that comes after an extended period of time. You're always going to continuously look for that short period of time to actually get that trigger. And if you can get that trigger every 30 seconds as you're scrolling through for over an hour, you've overstimulated yourself in the hour. And it makes the next hour drag, makes you not want to look at anything because nothing's exciting anymore. You're bored. You're just like, So if you figure you watched, if they're 30-second clips, you watched, somewhere on average about 120 different 30-second clips to trigger that endorphin. And if you can continuously trigger it that many times, 120 times in the hour, you're overdosing. You're overdosing on the endorphin. And it's not good for you. It's not good for you. They've actually coined it as TikTok brain because that's what they're assuming where they originated from was that. And the Chinese Communist Party, what they've actually been pushing. Aaron Hawk, what's up? Good morning to you. A morning stream. I really didn't plan on doing a morning stream. It just so happened to be that I was awake and I wanted to test a couple things. I did an intro, did an outro. Intro is still a little long, somewhere around about 3 minutes. It could possibly be shortened. Remove a couple pieces and parts out of that. But it should be fun. It should be fun to actually to figure it out and have a proper intro, proper outro. You get endorphin burnouts. Yep. Hence the depression rates, right? You see the amount of people that are so depressed and they're so into doing things that nobody should do themselves. That nobody should ever do themselves. And they're really seriously hurting themselves. I think the Chinese Communist Party is actually happy with themselves that they had created this thing that they call that burnout, because now they're controlling the world. They're controlling many things of this world. Here's a rabbit hole for you. How much farmland are foreigners buying in the United States because they don't have enough water to grow crops in their own country? Way too much. There's been speculation on some of the purchases that are in line with foreign countries purchasing large swaths of land. There's several states that have woken up to the issue and refuse to actually sell to they refuse to sell to foreign companies or countries because they see, as opposed to growing crops or actually having a farm to actually to grow the crops, isn't happening. They're buying it and they're not doing the job. They're not producing, using the farmland as farmland. They're getting paid to leave it as it is, as opposed to using it for what we consider it to be intended for. To think about it, when it comes down to, it's not just foreign countries that are purchasing all this. You have the likeness of Bill Gates, who is the largest owner of farmland in the United States. The largest owner of farmland. He has acquired so much farmland across so many states, and he's not using it. He's not doing any type of food production whatsoever. He stopped it. That rabbit hole really seriously is a massive rabbit hole that once you get into it and you start seeing the results, you really seriously start hating a lot of things. It pisses me off. Yes, I know, I get that. It pisses you off. It's very disturbing. Called the Saudis are water mining here in Arizona. draining aquifers because our water rights. Just because I said the word too much doesn't, and I pointed it out, doesn't mean I want you all sitting there throwing the word around. actually. Commercial farms putting family farms out of business. They've been doing that for a long time. And then you got these foreign entities coming in and gobbling them up and not producing food because they want you to eat the bugs. The bugs are good for you. They're not. No, they're not. They're not going to do a damn thing. There's going to be an awful lot of people that are going to be without food soon. Let's cut down the first and bury them. Yeah, exactly. What are we using to bury them, Bill? Gas-powered vehicles? Yep, exactly. If we say it enough, you'll stop saying it, Froggy. Maybe. I think if I continuously catch myself saying it, and I catch myself getting into it where I just about want to say it, that I can prevent myself from saying. Think this is my last year farming? Don't sell out to some foreign country. Sell it to somebody that will actually use it. Yes. Bill is perfectly qualified to continue reshaping the world. Don't question his genius. He's a moron, not a genius. He's not a genius in any way, shape, or form. He's done nothing but destroy us. You know, with the vaccines and things, if we do a good job, we can reduce the population by about 10-15%. His genius is disgusting and very disturbing. Not selling, I'm letting another farmer use line. Good. Sarcasm, Froggy? Who doesn't like a little bit of sarcasm? Come on now. Honestly, actually, it's a great adverb because it's actually what is happening. I mean, actually. Miami says, have a great day, Cool Frog and Chat. Work meeting commence in 4 minutes. Nice. Thank you for showing up. I'm glad that you're here. Hit that like button, and we'll see you around. Have a good one. Digging through news. You see certain things, and you're just like, nah. You have a great day. Bye. Have a good day. See, everybody appreciates you for being here. It's awesome. So, how long have I been going? Where am I at? Oh, wow. Hour and 15 minutes. I didn't think that I was even going to be here that long. I do appreciate y'all so much. Glad that y'all stopped in and said hi and created the conversation. If there's anything else that you'd like to talk about, you'd like to have me try giving an opinion on, I'm down. Yes, I said opinion. Squad Bob, what's up, dude? Good to see you, my man. Thank you for the surprise. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. You know, like I said, it was not my intent of actually doing anything. I just wanted to go live to test out the intro and the outro and see how the outro is probably right on. Doesn't need to be changed. The intro still a little long. Play with it a little bit and see if I can't get it to be just a little bit shorter. That was kind of an odd sentence in itself. That really made my brain kind of play with it to make it smaller. How's that work? You missed that this time of the day? It seems like it. It seems like it. It seems like there's an awful lot of people that are in here. About 14, 15 people. And most of them hit the like button. Most of them. I don't know if all of them have. I don't know. But if I can do the night shows early enough. Now, when I say early enough is like 8:30 seems to be even pushing it on those nights that my wife is working. And I can get myself to bed at a good hour. Then potentially is something, doing something early like this may still be able to come into play. And it was never intended to stop completely doing any of it. Originally, if people remember, temporarily means for a short bit until I can get myself in better shape and bring that back. I would. So I'm not opposed to actually doing these shows. I have the tendency, like I put here, is to put open mic and bring other people in to create conversations, to create the different style of shows that are necessary to give you a little bit of something different on a regular. I don't like doing the same thing every day. I'm not really that much of a creature of habit, and I have the tendency to change the habit as opposed to it being like the word actually trying to change it so it's not being used over and over again. As I'm not insane. You do what's best for you and your family. I'll be a replay crew for night shows, and I'm glad that there's so many of you that still appreciate those night shows and will do that. I gotta look at that a little bit closer. I think maybe our community drama on YouTube is getting out of hand and ought to be sorted, but often it's difficult to do that online without making matters worse. It takes a lot of thinking and meditation too. As far as our community drama goes, the drama had removed itself a couple times, and this current awesome community that we're dealing with is just fine. Love the open mic shows where it says just say whatever, and that's exactly that. I do enjoy doing those because you never know what's going to come out next. I try to stay away from drama. It brings it's bring in so high school. Yeah, It sure is. It sure is. Backed it up to watch the new intro. I was thinking I should play both of them one more time. I want to do the intro. I'll do the intro. I'll do the outro as an actual outro before I leave. I want to do the intro one more time so I can listen to it and see what I want removed to try shortening it out a little bit. To me, it seems a little long. It's like 3 minutes. 3 minutes can be too much for some, as we're so used to this. Like I was just talking about, 30-second endorphin drops. I was just pissed learning that my new username is now associated. Oh, with the coup. That sucks. That sucks. I never even thought about it. That sucks. That's horrible. They're corrupting everything, Eric. Yes, they're corrupting everything. They've ruined it. They've ruined a lot. So, and even these morning shows, if I decided to actually pick it up again, actually, over and over again, actually, and do just that, Discord in action. Yeah, Discord can be disturbing. I think if I did started kicking these back up again, they're gonna have to be limited in time. They're gonna have to be limited in time. Like, I'm not gonna be able to do, 6-10 hours or whatever. I'm gonna have to limit it. And conversations with Cool Frog are still gonna have to be a thing. Try keeping those on Saturday nights, though I have a few people scheduled for other dates still. Got Clumsy coming up this weekend. Eric Conley next weekend. I'm excited for that. I'm really, really super excited to have somebody like Eric Conley be willing to come around this community and actually come talk to me. Forgot about the Apple. Just a couple hours, LOL 2 maybe. Yeah, I mean, even at an hour and a half. I love Eric Conley, love Layback News. Really enjoy his stuff that he does with Mark. He's got 3 channels with somewhere over 70 to 90,000 subscribers a piece. Really seriously interested in what kind of conversation I can get out of him, and what we will talk about. I have no clue what that'll be. I think the most difficult, as I'm thinking about this, reestablishing my show and everything that I've done to actually reestablish the channel of Cool Frog and making things of what it is. I can't force myself to do like a specific time every morning, as I can't say that I'm definitely going to be awake for that if I don't put myself to bed at a decent hour. I need to actually put myself to bed at a decent hour to make those work. And I'm a night owl. I have the tendency to stay up way too late, which hurts me the next day. So if I attempt to do this, There's going to be some conversations that are going to be had with some of those that are in my Discord. If you want to be part of the conversation, join the Discord. Get yourself in there. If you can't get yourself in there, hit me up. Hit Beautifully Inappropriate up, or several others. Divinity. They have admins as well, where they can go and get you links to get into Discord. I don't require you to pay me to be my friend. Never have and never will. Is there a link to Discord somewhere? It's in the community tab. Ben, hit me up at CoolFrog on Twitter, or coolfrog@gmail.com, and I can throw a Discord link at you if that's something that you're interested in. Otherwise, it's in the community tab. You go down below, you hit that join button, support the community, and there is a Discord link that is updated on a weekly basis to get you in Discord through your community tab. It's Saturday, sound like that's normal hours. I was very much a night owl. Yeah, night owlism is a problem. Is a problem. It wreaks havoc on anything that you want to do during the day or do in the morning. It destroys that. It destroys that and makes it super difficult at doing all the other things. I'm going to continue to go through news and get ready for tonight. I will be back tonight at 7:30 Mountain Standard. It's 9:30 for that East Coast. It's 9:30 for the East Coast. I know that can still be a little late for some, but I have to actually think about family when it comes down to it and be sure that everybody's okay before I do go live. So I don't get those interruptions by Tadpole. Those interruptions by Tadpole can be very difficult. Thank you, Froggy. Was just going to ask about which one, about getting in Discord or how, or thank you, Aaron. Thank you for the 5 Cool Frog memberships. I appreciate that so much. Looks like Cloud Illusions, Jerry Lass. I need to talk to that guy. I haven't seen him in a bit. Audra, Allen, and Marsh all picked up those memberships. Thank you. I appreciate that. All those people will be able to get into those members only conversations with Cool Frog that happen Saturday nights. Don't forget, this Saturday night is with Clumsy. I'm excited for it. It should be good. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. So I think we're at about an hour and a half. I think because it was as successful as it was, you may actually see me again in the morning. Probably be roughly about this time. Hopefully I can continue to put myself to bed at a decent hour and be up for these. I don't want to set an alarm. That's the thing. Don't want to set an alarm. I want to get up and do it on my own time. I don't want to force myself to do something. So if you catch me on a daily, you catch me on a daily. If you don't, I'll be back. I promise I'll be back. Just because I take a day off here or there, for personal sleep is not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal. I think we're gonna actually call it for the night. I think that was a success. I do appreciate y'all. Let's do the intro one more time. Let's see what we can do to maybe potentially reduce it from the 3 minutes. So I'm going to play the 3 minute and we'll talk about it for a few and then we'll go away.
Government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
Father, before I begin, bless me, Father, for I'm about to sin. America. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America. One nation, indivisible, under God, for real. And Corn Pop was a bad dude. And he ran a bunch of bad boys. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. The best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, from Charlotte, another line going from in Florida down to Tampa of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him. The idea that Los Angeles and what am I doing here? For two reasons. One, we haven't been able to communicate it in a way that is, let me say another way. But the nature, not a solid meeting with they make a very good point. Here's the deal. Here's what drives the driver in the states that are affected. Here's what you can do, the drivers. We want to expand pre-K for 3- and 4-year-olds, millions of pre-K students. You won't be safe in Joe Biden's America. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. Let's be clear. I hear it all the time. Cumulative, I can play for the programs many times over.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys. Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America. Made in America.
So, I reading the comments as this was playing. We have a lifetime of gaffes and stupid comment. I know. I had it up to 21 minutes. I reduced it to the 3. I'm just wondering what repossessions will look like. Music, putting it to music. That would be something interesting to see if we could get that to happen. That'd be a little weird. Yes, 81 million votes. Most popular president ever. Yep. Mm-hmm. Sure he was. The Windows closing sound can be played during all of those. What's up, Nicholas Darrow? Good to see you. Glad you're here. I've actually tried to reach out to you a couple different times on Twitter. On Twitter, if you can get back to me, get on. I don't know if that's the easiest way. If there's a better way to contact you, I'd totally appreciate that and would like to actually speak with you. I find you interesting. My favorite is still the clip telling a guy in a wheelchair to stand up. I actually have that clip, and I had it in there with the original 21 minutes, and I'm like, this is too long. Let's remove that one. Let's remove that one. This other one. I edited that one in particular to show him asking him to stand up to turn around, and he's standing in the audience. Everybody else should stand up because he can't. You know? Mad Core Mofo, what is up, brother? Good to see you. What is this? Well, I was awake and bored. Got done watching Clumsy's show and figured, let's try this. Let's go live for an hour and a half too, and see what kind of conversation we can drum up. Let's see how many viewers I can actually pull in. And I've actually got quite a few people that actually show up. Actually, trying to cut myself from that stupid word, but who knows? I don't know if that will actually happen. I know I have tried to find times where our schedules match up. The time difference, my own coverage sets some barriers. I'm willing to work with that. We can set up something that works better for you. As far as just going off of my schedule, I never required anybody to work around mine. I will work around yours as much as I possibly can. So you message me back on that, and we'll create some conversation, and we'll figure it out. Of course, you had it. Yes, I know. So I'll see if I can't reduce. There's a long bit in there that come from one particular clip where he goes through. I think I'm going to reduce the end of that. I'll see if I can't actually get that particular clip of him telling him to stand up and put that back in. And I'll play with that lineup just a little bit more to get something that's a little bit more solid, because I want to use it as an intro, something that I will always play before I go live, and then something that I always have. I have an outro that I will actually play today as we go away. I mean, there's a lot of people here. Should I play the outro without actually going away? Just play it so you can see what the outro is. There you go. Yeah, let's do that. Let's play that real quick. It's 24 seconds, and I can get some feedback from you.
We're winning all the competition because all the women in my family are smarter than I am.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
With a very long black screen at the end, so that way me hitting end broadcast right after it's done doesn't come back to me sitting here. I'm gonna get you a good intro, Cool Frog. I mean, I've had plenty of people try to attempt or want to do certain things to do things or whatever, and I'm game. Just don't be upset with me if I decide not to use it. Once the Dinkins trial concludes, my schedule frees up a bit until the Young Thug trial starts. Okay. That's good to know. Good to know. I'm kind of, if you're looking at just the Saturday night schedule, I'm booked all the way out to the first weekend in November. If we do a special time, we can change that and we can move it to whatever time, and then we can do it, on a whim. We don't need to, push it out that far. Eris is the 12th planet, really. Anxious for fuck's sake. Coffee, do you dang thing? Oh, that sucks. I emailed you regarding Discord link. Okay, sounds good. I'll check that out here in a short bit, and we'll get you in there. Input on the outro. Everybody like the outro? It is simple, to the point. Joe Biden, and then not wanting to live on this planet any longer. Being 24 seconds long, didn't really catch any, unless I was supposed to, and I just didn't see it. I prefer actually over literally. Yeah, see, literally is not something that just rolls off my tongue. Vicky T. Morning Frog, I'm still alive. I hope you're still alive. I hope you're still alive. I hope everything works out for you. The solar system needs 10 planets for completeness. So you're saying Pluto is still a planet? Oh, 12 planets. See, I read my stuff out of Studio, and they added this little emoji heart smile thing. It's right over the top of the end of the sentences. It's really super, super stupid. If you do have access to Discord, it'd be great to see you there. We're always hanging out in voice chat. Yes, we're always hanging out in voice chat. There's always a group of some people sitting around of some sort. I'd rather something else, like more fun, less. Oh, we're screwed. But no, I'm with you. I'm with you. Always throwing that quote unquote black pill at everybody. I can get it. It can be a little draining in itself. I get you. Is it really a planet? Eris is a dwarf like Pluto, and they keep saying Pluto does not count. Justice for the dwarf. I think Squab Bob's the only one that knows the answer. India CNBC reports that the government is preparing to replace the use of India with Bharat. Really? What does this mean? What it means, what it could mean, is you like we do with so many other countries, is we don't really talk about China or the United States. They always allude to using the words like Beijing or Washington. It really seriously could be part of this new world stuff that they want to push, the one world orders. And as opposed to having countries and having borders, there'd be a one world with all these cities in it. I think there's a lot more to that hasn't really been uncovered. Because when we look at BRICS and we see Brazil, Russia, India, and China, and South Africa all being part of a group that's seems to be expanding and will expand even further. For India and China to actually get along, would, I don't know if that would destabilize some of the things that are going on, because you'd have to. I don't know if India is still an ally of ours. If that's the case, I think they're no longer our allies. If they're no longer our allies, uh, this new way of of things going on that's something to pay attention to. I'm going to see if I can't find some news on that particular situation of why they're actually calling it Bharat. Sounds pretty, but it does have a rat in its name. India's always been neutral to a point, but they've always had conflict with China. There's always been conflict. There's a huge conflict with military bases being implemented along the Chinese Indian border in the Himalayas. There's a huge amount of complexes, military bases that have actually been built. For them to be part of something like BRICS, if that removes the necessity of having the buildup of forces on that border. India's had wars with China and Pakistan ever since they got independence. Bordering countries. It's really interesting that it was brought up. I'm going to look into that a little bit more and see if there's a reason why they would try to go back and call it something as opposed to calling it India. All right, y'all. I appreciate you. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to get myself set up for a show for tonight. It should be 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. Do appreciate you. If you haven't done so, please hit the like buttons. Share this out to the places you like to share things. Let your friends know where you're at. Ben, I'll get a hold of you within the next few moments. Pay attention, and we'll get that all figured out. Love you all. Later.
We're winning all the competition because all the women in my family are smarter than I am.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.